What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Before we get started, I'm gonna ask you to drop a like on the video and make sure you're subscribed to the channel, because soon coming up, we're gonna be having some gym equipment that you don't even know exists yet. I can't tell you what it is, just a little tease, but we'll go from there. So today, we are talking about the Temple of Gainz chest-supported T-bar row. Now, I purchased this, I placed my first order with Temple of Gainz in November of 2024 when I got this piece of equipment. It shocks me to believe that we're like coming up on a year now that I've had this equipment, and to be quite honest with you, how much equipment I've purchased in the last year. So that sort of blows my mind. But this is a phenomenal chest-supported T-bar row. When I was purchasing this at the time, I didn't even really know who Temple of Gainz was. I didn't have any of their equipment. I never even touched any of their stuff. I was looking at competitors, and at the time, for the price, I purchased this with their standing wrist curl. I couldn't find anything of quality, true quality, I should say, like gym level quality that was in that price range. And that still, in my opinion, stands true today, because there are alternatives out there that you see that are a little cheaper. And, the other day, someone actually posted online asking about the Temple of Gainz chest-supported T-bar row. And I think they were going back and forth a little because it's more expensive than your typical, lower end or mid-grade piece of gym equipment, whether it was worth taking that sort of buy once, cry once standpoint on it. And long story short, for me, this absolutely is one of those machines that you buy and I don't anticipate it ever leaving my gym. It's absolutely bulletproof. If you asked me to get rid of all of my back machines, basically from Temple of Gainz, and keep one of them, that's the machine I'm taking. That's number one for me. It just is. So that speaks volumes, I think, to me as to, the quality of that piece of equipment. So going from there, just sort of go over the features. And I know that I've already kind of done this a couple times because I did an initial review, but this is really my follow-up to let you know what I think after using it all that time. So you have adjustable handles, so you could adjust the width of the machine. They're articulating, so they spin. The handles aren't knurled, they're rubberized, which I prefer. Knurled would be fine too, but I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me. Routinely using this with straps, I use it for Meadows rows, which I'm gonna show you a video here, not using straps, but just showing you the action. And then also, me using it in standard form with 4 plates on the machine. People often ask, how it feels depending on the number of plates. I've used this machine with more than 4 plates on it. Zero issue. It's like solid as a rock when it comes to that much weight. Comfortable, and the engagement of the muscle, to me, is bar none, like phenomenal. Even when I used to go to a commercial gym, they had the typical T-bar rows there that they were good, but I didn't feel that I got the stretch and everything that I do with this machine. Now, the great thing about Temple of Gainz are sort of some of the tweaks that they add to the machines, and things that Yanni does in his designs that separate it from other companies that are creating very similar, or even some people will argue about like white labeling and stuff like that. I want you to take a look at this now. This is a simple step that he added onto this machine. Now, when I first got this machine, I'm like, what's the point of that? Like, is it for someone who's super short and, they can't get up onto the foot plate? Yeah, I mean, I guess that maybe has some worth to it for someone who's shorter. Even myself, someone who's like 5'10 and a half, 5'11, whatever you want to say, e-statting on the internet, 6'3", right? When you're getting on and off the machine, if you choose not to use that step, you're gonna bang your shin. I've done it a million times. When I first got the machine, when I was like, oh, the step, I don't need to step on the step. The step's there because when you're coming off the platform, it's very simple when you're exhausted from doing a huge set, that you're gonna like fumble a little and then you hit your shin, and that stinks. So that step is just like one of those fine-tuned things that they did to the machine, that really aids to comfort, right? Really, like, you get what you pay for. Going to the platform itself, it adjusts up and down. So if you have someone who's a shorter individual or a taller individual, they can tune it to how they, want it to be on the machine. And let's face it, if we're using this in a home gym setting, you're probably just sort of setting it and forgetting it, which is fine, right? But it gives you the ability that if someone else comes into your gym, you can adjust it for them. Getting up on top of the machine here, we have the chest pad. This thing has been solid. I don't feel that it's lost any of its firmness really since I got it. It feels like brand new to me at this point. There's really no wear and tear, and that's with me using this machine a lot. So that speaks volumes to me, not only about the quality of the build of like the machine in terms of the metal, but also the durability of the pad and everything else on the machine, because who wants to deal with having to ultimately replace a pad like that? I've dealt with some machines where, you're using it and all of a sudden the faux leather, or whatever you want to call it, starts like stretching and getting saggy. The pad starts breaking down internally, and that's a mess. You don't want to deal with that. You're paying over $1,000 for this machine, but you're getting so much for the money. Right now I think this machine on their website is $14.99 or around there. I have to double check it. But find me something else on the market that's going to be built as bulletproof as this machine is, and then we can have a conversation about bang for your buck chest supported T-bar rows. I'm not talking about the really less expensive ones. I'm talking about feature rich chest supported T-bar rows for this amount of money. Now, caveat being, there is a certain dollar value you have to hit on their website in order to get free shipping. Like what I did at the time, I added in the wrist curl, which I love. But they also have accessories, other things that you can add on there that are gonna get you over the amount to get that free shipping. Because obviously the free shipping can make or break a piece of equipment when it's under the threshold of the piece of equipment. So, almost a year through with this machine, I use it on a weekly basis on my back workouts, rotating it in and out, but certain days I'm using it, not using it, constantly using it for the Meadows rows, and then obviously for the, chest supported T-bar rows. My Cobra grips slip right into the handles perfectly. You see me use them probably on all the videos that you've seen me use on this machine. You'll see me using those Cobra grips in one way, shape, or form. So, if I had one complaint, and I wouldn't even call it a complaint, it's something that I think should be updated in the future, and it's something so simple. Where the arm meets the machine when you're resting it, there's a piece of rubber like that protects the machine. I think that should sort of go up the side of the machine as well as over the top lip, that sort of hooks the arm in. And the reason I say that, and I'll show you obviously in a clip, if you're lifting super heavy and you're almost going to failure and like you're just fighting to get it back over that part of the machine, you could see here I hit it a couple times, so there's wear on that piece of metal. It would be simple just to add a piece of rubber that sort of goes up the side of the arm so it doesn't scratch there, and then just over the lip, a little slip-on thing. Out of all the things to complain about, that's my only complaint that I have with this machine. So, I hope this is helpful. I know people still constantly are asking me about this machine, where it ranks with the other Temple of Gainz stuff. I don't expect everyone to be able to sit down and watch all the videos on my channel. I wouldn't want to do that, so I wouldn't expect you to. But I hope this, for newer people who are looking at this piece of gym equipment, answers some questions. And, obviously I'll disclose I currently am an affiliate with Temple of Gainz, so there will be a link in the description that you could pick up this piece of gym equipment. But all my equipment from Temple of Gainz, I've spent my own money on. They had no clue who I even was when I purchased that T-bar row, and I still love that piece of equipment today. So if you guys have questions, drop them down below, comments. Let me know about any other T-bar rows that you're looking at, that you may think is a competitive adversary to the Temple of Gainz. If not, I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.